time now for the International Press Review, and Florence Villeminot joins me now in the studio. Flo, a lot of focus is on the alleged abduction of a little girl found in a Roma camp in Greece.
Absolutely, and just to note that the Roma couple that's accused of abducting her has been ordered to jail over that abduction. She's on the front page of the International New York Times today. This striking photo that's been circulating around a lot on front pages today. Her name is Maria. They call her the mystery child, so found in that Roma encampment. The Daily Beast also takes a closer look at what it calls Greece's fake Roma child today, and they're trying to figure out whether she is part of some sort of a benefit scam or some part of a broader European child trafficking ring. Now, the Daily Beast points out that the couple in question had 14 other children with them at the time, many of whom the police said bared no resemblance to them, and all sorts of fake birth certificates. And according to this article, they received 2,500 euros a month in child benefits, so they're wondering if this is some sort of a benefits scam. But also they're focusing on the search to find this girl's parents, and Greek authorities have actually asked Interpol for help. It's interesting to note there's no central database for missing children, so that's why Greek authorities have gone to Interpol. And the center where she's being kept, they've received 8,000 calls in the first 48 hours, so a lot of efforts to find her parents there.
Yeah, and let's just point out that the Roma couple has denied any wrongdoing. They said that the mother actually gave the girl to them because she couldn't take care of them. All right, let's move on to severe pollution in China. It's getting a lot of attention in the papers.
That's right. There's some striking photos in the press today. Let's take a look at the front page of the Wall Street Journal. China takes a dim view as smog descends. Here you can see two photos taken in Shenyang. That's in the Liaoning province. The before and after there. They're calling it the super smog or airpocalypse. China Daily also has this on their front page today. The disappearing city. It's talking about Harbin in the northeastern Heilongjiang province. So Harbin is currently clocked at 1,000. That's the highest reading that most air pollution instruments can measure, and that's 40 times what the World Health Organization deems as being safe. And China Daily points out that in Harbin, schools were closed on Monday. They're calling it a smog day, and in fact, a lot of buses actually couldn't circulate because the visibility on the roads wasn't good enough.
And schools are still closed today, as our correspondent was telling us, Shannon Vincent from Beijing. Now, Chinese authorities are, of course, rushing to find measures to try and curb this issue.
That's right. This is also in China Daily. That's looking at a proposed change to a law that would make it easier to sue polluters. And this would be, this is according to a draft amendment to the Environmental Protection Law. Basically, 13 environmental agencies would become qualified to sue polluters. So this sounds like good news, but unfortunately it means that smaller local environmental agencies wouldn't be qualified. So China Daily says that could be an issue. Time is looking at the long-term effect here, because even though the government appears to be serious about cleaning up the air, regulations are slow to put into place. And on top of that, it doesn't seem like China is going to change its demand in coal in the short term and change to cleaner sources of energy. So according to Time, the smog may be here to stay for a while.
All right. Well, a meeting between rebels from the Syrian National Council and their Western and Arab backers in London today is also getting a lot of attention.
That's right. The Independent wonders, with friends like these, can the Syrian rebels agree on a united front? So as those rival factions sit down in London, the Independent evaluates the likelihood of success. And, well, it seems unlikely that things will really move forward, but the fact that these talks are taking place is a good sign, according to the Independent.
Okay, well, let's take a look at something now in the Daily Beast. It reports on how Google is battling censors in China and Iran.
That's right. It's a very interesting article that's quite glowing for Google. And just to put it in context, do remember that Google has been accused of helping the NSA spy on internet users. So keep that in mind. While this comes out, it's a very glowing article about Google. Basically, they're trying to help internet users in oppressive countries like Iran and China have more online freedom. Basically, starting today, an internet user, say in China, Iran, or Syria, can swap online identities with someone in the West. Now, Google uses a browser extension called uProxy to do this. Basically, they just swap online identities, and so they call it a social networking tool for dissidents. So it lets people in Iran, for instance, see what it's like to use the internet in the West, but it also lets people in the West see what it's like to use internet in Iran behind the censorship wall, and they call it a halal internet. So a glowing article for Google, but
yeah, it's fascinating. Yeah. Wow. All right, Flo, thank you very much. That was the International Papers with Florence Villeminot. Coming up here on France 24 is Focus, and we'll take you to what's been dubbed Berlin's Lampedusa. Germany is home to the highest number of asylum seekers in Europe, but refugees say living conditions are appalling, and they're urging the German government to take action.